Hello, my friends. Good morning. I hope everyone's having a nice, wonderful morning. And I'm in just off my kitchen, going out onto the back porch. And you can see I've got my Oblong Planters still here in the living room because we had 42 degrees last night. And I have red wigglers. They like they will tolerate between 50 and 90 degrees, but they really, 70 is their sweet spot. And so we did check on this 3 days ago because I had forgotten to bring them in on the night that it went down to 42. I think you will remember that was just 3 days ago, and I had them covered. When I brought them in, I gave them the heated neck wraps to make sure everyone stayed alive, and they did. But now this is 4 days later, and I want to give them something to eat. And I'm not going to give them a whole lot because these are kind of outside worms. I'm really just trying to make more and more soil as I go along. And as the soil gets really rich, I kind of move the worms to one side and I take out a little of that soil and I add it to my clay pots. And then I can plant what I want in my clay pots. So let me just take you in a little closer and I'll show you. This was actually, I kind of clawed out a little furrow here, can you see that if I turn it this way? I don't know if you can see how much further down that is. I probably dug out a couple inches. And I was hitting worms all along. 6 months ago, this was had some castings in it. And I found a couple worms. So I left some go. And they became 4 and 8 and 16, 32, 64, etc., etc. I took out 100 little cocoons and started a cocoon nursery. That has taken off. 2 weeks later, I pulled out 100 little wisp, which are, like a week-old babies, and made another little shoebox that we check on, and that's doing great. So I water this much heavier than I would a normal pot and I'm giving it rainwater because it just keeps, this is Miracle Grow, was how it started out. And it's had coffee grounds and all sorts of things added to it. And eggshells, loads of eggshells. Remember, your worms need grit. And so the coffee grounds do act as a grit, but I think eggshells really put it over the top. That's really what they need. So a couple times I've tried this, and this is cornmeal. And the cornmeal really, it's supposed to fatten them up. And I think it does. I think this has been the bins that I've added the cornmeal to. I don't add it to my can of worms because my can of worms get so much in the way of just loads of fresh fruits and vegetable peels, and that gets loads of coffee grounds also, and loads of eggshells because we eat a lot of eggs. But anyway, this was my experiment, was that I wanted to do this really thin. I've done it a little heavier, and it almost coagulates, I guess is the word I want to use. And I'll go in here and I'll have almost like a roping that it kind of gums up. And so I'm doing it really fine, and I'm going to give it a little scratch. I found a whole line of worms here. So I'm not going to pull back and show you any because they've all kind of disappeared. And it's about 67, 68 in here this morning. So what I wanted to show you was that I'm going to, I did that. And by the way, this cornmeal also has eggshell in it. So I don't really feel that I need to add additional eggshell. But okay, so there's my coffee grounds. And I will put this actually in my my can of worms because they just go through it like mad. Now this is my NutriBullet, and this is a banana peel with some rainwater in it. And I'm going to see if I can get them to eat faster. You know, we all want our kids to eat faster. And so that's why this is going to be like a little mash for them. And let's see how that works. And I'm not going to bother adding any bedding to it because I really want this bedding. This has been a couple months worth of bedding, and it doesn't seem to break down very well like it would in a normal compost pile or heap or whatever. And I think it's because it's the colored, where are you? Oh, I can't find a piece. Here it is. You see it's that colored paper. That's a Cheerios box. I'd know that anywhere. It's been shredded, of course, and it will eventually break down. You know, the backside's going to break down. But remember, there's probably maybe only 100 worms, I would think, probably in here. And so these guys are going in all directions, and they're up and down. Composting worms go in that top few inches. Now this is about 5 inches deep, and I find them at the bottom. So you know, the idea that they only go into the top few inches, well, these guys must be the Mark Spitz of the group, and they go the whole way down to the bottom of the pool and then come on back up. So anyway, this is February 14th, and by the way, happy Valentine's Day. And let's check back maybe next Monday and see if they have eaten all of that, and if it looks like nice castings, or if the worms have started to accumulate there at the center. So I hope you like what you see. I hope you'll subscribe and ring the bell, and then I can come back and see you again soon. So if you have any questions, please ask me. I'm retired. I have all the time in the world for you and for the worms. Garden what you've got. Use what you have again and again. And let's make worms the pet of 2022. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.